Hey fam, what's good? What's good? I hope you're all well and keeping safe. Welcome back to another one. So today we're gonna find ourselves looking at this beautiful pair called the NASDAQ. Right. So without wasting your time, let's get into it. So starting off from our monthly time frame, we can simply see that we had a beautiful rejection based on this week's PA, right? So if we can simply look at what price action had found itself creating over here on the monthly time frame, looking at week structure, we can simply see that, you know what, it looks like we want to find ourselves having that shift back towards the downside, right? Looking at these lows, we can see that we had a beautiful low, higher low, two-way market then giving us a lower low right over there, right? Simply saying that our base is trying to find themselves flexing their muscles, right? And even if we are going to look at overall structure on the monthly time frame, we can clearly see that we are overly extended towards the upside. So can we see a proper correction for a further continuation move back towards the upside? I don't know. Is that something that I would like to see happen? It is actually something that I would like to see find itself happening, right? We can see that we did find ourselves coming back into a discounted area if we are going to get out our foot from this low right over there to that high, right? But I would still like to see a deeper pushback into this area for a potential further continuation move back towards the upside, right? So scaling down to my weekly time frame, let's see what is happening on our weekly time frame, right? So on the weekly time frame, we basically find ourselves grabbing out a beautiful a trend line from these lows. First touch, second touch, and we can see that we had a beautiful third touch over the course of this week, right? We basically had this beautiful fair value gap boxed out right over there as well, and we can see that we find ourselves respecting this beautiful fair value gap as well, right? So looking at what we currently have, many people will say that, you know what, that right there is a beautiful hammer, right? That's a beautiful hammer price I find itself opening up, and you are 110% correct. This is a beautiful hammer which price basically found itself giving us over the course of this week. Now with us basically having this hammer, this is signaling that we can see a further continuation move back towards the upside, right? Now the question would basically be, where can we potentially see that push back into, right? If I can maybe get up my foot from this high to the low, just like that, you know what, my equilibrium at this current moment, which is the 50%, would be an area to where I would like to see the NASDAQ find itself having some sort of initial pushback into, right? From current PA, that is around about 500 pips towards the upside. To me, Diego, that is more than enough pips to find myself playing around with price, right? If I can maybe go to the 2-week time frame, on the 2-week time frame, you know what, here is something interesting finding itself happening. Can you guys see when we find ourselves having this beautiful shift back towards the upside, price found itself creating what? A fair value gap right over there. But currently we can see that we did have a push back towards the downside and had a closure below. Look at that, right? So what is going on in my head is that we have an inversion fair value gap right over there. Since price haven't found itself coming back into this area, I would like to see us actually come back into this area and wait for some sort of a rejection for a potential further continuation move back towards the downside, right? So that right there is basically my thought process when it comes down to this beautiful pair called the NASDAQ. So for this week, I would actually like to see us have some bullish momentum towards the upside. So I will find myself looking for some beautiful longs right back into this area, and I will wait for price to give me some sort of a rejection for a further continuation move back towards the downside. Okay, so let's scale down to our daily time frame. Right now, our daily time frame is basically going hand in hand with a weekly bias, right? Why are you saying that? Check this out. We are still bearish on our daily time frame, right? We can see that we had a low, lower low, lower low right over there. We can see we had a high, lower high, lower high, right? So the one thing that price is currently missing is what? Another lower high, right? So we can find ourselves having that lower high coming through over here and have that actual pushback towards the downside. Yes, we can actually find ourselves having that, right? However, this right here is my point of interest, and this is an area to where I would like to see us basically head back into, as we can see that, you know what, that previous opening gap which we find ourselves having right over here, price found itself having a closure above, and we can see that, you know what, we came back into the gap, and you know what, there's a high possibility for us having that actual further continuation move back towards the upside, right? So this whole area over here will be an area to where I would like the Nasdaq finding itself heading back into, right? And with the daily time frame remaining bearish in structure, this will fuel my weekly time frame to also find itself eventually have some sort of a pushback to the downside, right? So if my daily time frame can change market structure to bullish, right, maybe something like that, this will fuel our weekly time frame to have a further continuation move back towards the outside, right? And looking at current PA as what we have now, if we can see a closure above this area, this is only when I can say that we are bullish on the Nasdaq, right? This is only when I can say that, you know what, this is where we can see those all-time highs basically being taken out, right? But currently, I can't find myself doing that as what price is basically finding itself creating at this current moment. Okay, so this week is simply going to be another big one for us as well, right? We do have PPI coming through on Tuesday, right, which is coming through at, you know what, 8:30. I'm not too concerned of that, simply because that is not during my trading hours, right? My trading hours is simply during 9:30. All right, over here we basically have CPI coming through as well, so another big day. So Tuesday and Wednesday is, you know what, those are going to be the 2 days where we're going to see a whole lot of volume inside the market, right? Thursday and Friday we also do have some fundamentals coming through, but I don't think that they will be as impactful as what we will find ourselves having during the course of Tuesday and Wednesday, right? So just find yourself being quite, just be aware of the news event finding itself happening, right? Don't come into the market during, you know what, 9:30 you or 8:25 you are seeing a potential opportunity finding itself opening up, and then you blindly go in forgetting that we have PPI coming through, right? If you are wrong, you know what, that can simply be quite, you know what, it can be, it can be something. It can be something, right? But obviously the opposite goes as well. But I will highly recommend you to find yourself waiting till after the news event to participate with price. Okay, so scanning to my weekly, well, my 4 hourly time frame. The 4 hourly time frame is basically fueling my daily time frame, right? And on the daily time frame, I would still like to see some upside momentum. So this simply means that my 4 hourly time frame needs to be bullish in structure, right? And are we bullish in structure at this current moment? Yes, D. No, D. I will say that we are finding ourselves being bullish in structure, as we can see that, you know what, price found itself creating this beautiful, beautiful swing low right over there, right? So if I can maybe just get out my line just like that, which we basically had some beautiful sell side liquidity coming through right over there. And if I can maybe just box out these highs right over here as well, right, we can basically see that we had that change in market structure the moment we find ourselves having a closure above these highs, which we have found ourselves creating right over there, right? So for hourly time frame, we are bullish in structure. This is fueling the actual daily time frame to find itself having a further continuation move back towards the upside as well, right? So grabbing my Fibonacci from this low to the high, which we have right over there, you know what, I will still expect price to have some sort of an actual pushback towards the downside, right, before seeing that actual move back towards the upside. So I will basically have this beautiful, beautiful discounted area in mind for the actual shorts before wanting to see that beautiful, beautiful shift back towards the upside when it comes down to this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, right? So 4 hourly time frame is bullish. 4 hourly time frame is basically going hand in hand with my daily biases as well. So to me, Diego, that is quite nice, right? To me, that is quite nice. So points of interest when it comes down to our 4 hourly time frame will basically be this beautiful, beautiful fee value gap, which we have found ourselves creating right over there, right? An area to which you also can have your eye out on is basically this last down close candle, which we have found ourselves creating over here, which is simply coming through as an actual order block, right? So just keep that area in mind as well. But as if now, this is a clean point of interest to which I have my eye out on, that and above with price lining up within our actual point of interest, we can also see that we did find ourselves creating a beautiful fair value gap over here as well. So I will just simply find myself removing all the noise and keep these areas in the back of my mind, right? So more bullish momentum over the course of this week, maybe something like that finding itself happening, the pullback finding itself happening, that, and then I will find myself monitoring price to see can we basically have that shift back towards the downside, right? Because if we are simply going to remain bullish in structure and come back into our area, keep in mind that we still do have a gap right over here, which is not filled, right over there. We have a gap which is not filled, right? So you also just have to find yourself being quite reactive with price. It's cool to be predictive, right? But most importantly, you have to find yourself being quite reactive with price, right? And yeah, if you find yourself liking this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment in the comment section as well, and find yourself sharing this content around as well, as the YouTube algorithm can push this out to more like-minded individuals like you, and it is totally for free to find yourself doing just that. So me, Diego, over the course of this week, I would like to see some bullish momentum on this beautiful pair called the NASDAQ. Make sure to give me your comment in the comment section. Are you still bullish? Are you bearish on this beautiful pair called the NASDAQ? Let me know. It's me, your boy D. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. I'm out.